Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another hip hop album review. This is part 66. I know it's been a couple weeks. I'll try to do these more often. It's been busy with work. I just got a new job, and it's just been big catch up on me. You know what I mean? But try to do this as more often as I can. But without further ado, let's start with the album of the evening. And this album is Jay-Z's sixth album, the Blueprint album, released in 2001. For those who don't know who Jay-Z is, he's an MC from Brooklyn, New York. He got his start back in the mid 80s, I want to say like 85 or 86. He was put on by Jaz-O, or aka the Big Jazz, or the Jazz, as he was known as back in the day. He was under his arm, and he was also affiliated with Big Daddy Kane, because he used to open up for Big Daddy Kane back in the day. And he was under, like I said, he was under Jaz-O's arm. Jaz-O put a couple of albums out. Jaz-O at the time, he was kind of like in the vein of like Big Daddy, like people compared him to Big Daddy Kane, but he wasn't as successful as Big Daddy Kane, to say the least. Like I say, Jay-Z, being under Jaz-O's wing, appearing in a couple of the songs, on some of his albums and stuff like that. One of the biggest songs that he came out with back in the day was Hawaiian Sophie and the Originators. I think off Jaz-O's first two albums, if I'm not mistaken. And first two or first three albums, I should say. And fast forward to 1993, Jay-Z appeared on Original Flavor's Many Styles. Many Styles and Can I Get Open off their second album, Beyond Flavor, which I'm trying to get my hands on, but that shit's out of print. It's hard to come by. Goes for a pretty penny. I've seen it as much for like $30 online, and I'm not trying to pay that much money for a CD. Unless it's like from the artists themselves, you know what I mean? And fast forward to 1996, he released his first album, Reasonable Doubt, which is a classic album. Love the album. Definitely one of my favorite albums from him. And in 1997, he had put out In My Lifetime Volume 1, which that album I didn't really care for too much. It was really too commercial. It was because at that time, like I said before in previous reviews, a lot of times, especially back in like 97, 98, a lot of MCs from New York, Jersey was trying to go for like the whole bad boy. They suffered the bad boy syndrome, where like they'll sample like top 40 samples from the 80s and just use it for their singles, like how bad, Big Pity Diddy did back in the day and shit like that. And Jay-Z kind of suffered from that. But although he did have some gems in that album, I will pick that album out. I will do a review on that. It's been a while since I heard that album, but when I heard it, I didn't care for it too much. And then in 1998, he had put his third album, In My Lifetime Volume 12, Hard Knock Life. This is one of my favorite Jay albums. I think it's very slept on in my opinion. I don't know, that album has bangers, songs like Reservoir Dogs, It's Alright, Money Cash Hoes, a whole bunch of shit. Like I said, Reservoir Dogs, A Week Ago, a whole bunch of shit. And in 1999, he had put out In My Lifetime Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter, which came out like 99, which was known for singles like Do It Again, what is song known for? Do It Again, Big Pimpin'. That album was okay too. It wasn't too bad. It's not one of my favorite albums from him, but it definitely got some gems in there. And in 2000, he had put out the Dynasty album, Rock La Familia. Originally, that album was supposed to be a compilation album, but it just ended up becoming like it was supposed to be a compilation album, like introducing Rockefeller's newest members like Beanie Siegel, Freeway, Young Guns, shit like that. And so, but they just scrapped the idea and they made it as Jay-Z's album. But you still had those new members, as well as Just Blaze, because this when Just Blaze just started becoming who he is today. You know what I mean? Like he was still unknown because Just Blaze did joints for like Killer Priest and Buckshot before he joined Rockefeller and shit like that. And then in 2001 he had released this album. I was gonna review this album last week, in September 11th, because this is it was released on September 11th, 2001. But like I said, I was so busy with work and shit like that. So, and I was so tired at the time, so I couldn't really do it, you know. But anyways, better late than never, right? Jay-Z's, you guys already know about this album. You know what I mean? Singles design was known for are Izzo, which I believe was the first single, Girls, 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 Song Cry, and I want to say Jigga That Nigga was a single. I'm not sure about that, but I know for sure Izzo, Girls, 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 Song Cry was definitely a single. I believe there's 4 singles. If I'm missing one, I think Jigga That Nigga was a single too, but whatever. This is what the album looks like. See right here is a dope cover. Open it up. This is what the CD actually looks like. Open it up. See, kind of has like that. You know, you see like the blueprint artifact right here. Pretty dope. I like the cover. I like the album case. Has like that, you know, like that blue metallic kind of look to it. It's pretty dope. You can see Jay-Z, you know, smoking a cigar, you know, doing what he do. What's cool about this, what I like about this, it kind of has like the material that the architects use for blueprints. It's pretty dope. I like that. I know that had to be mad expensive to use, but you know, Jay-Z, he got that cheddar, so you know that's not a problem for him. See right here, you know what I mean? Open it up. We got some, again, another with the blueprint material that's been used in like, you know, artifacts and shit like that. Excuse me, architecture. Same thing. See Jay-Z chilling right here. You see Jay-Z, you know, stealing blueprints from like the you know, secret safe or whatever, you know. And you know, Def Jam is fucking notorious for this shit because they'll put like promotions, like coming soon albums that never come out. I mean, they probably do come out, but they don't come out until years later, or they just never end up coming out. Like for example, the Rowe and Remedy album, that never came out. Beans and Bleak went to do it, that never came out. The State Property and soundtrack, that actually came out. Billy Gamble and Jackie O coming soon, that never came out. Ali Anthony, his album never came out. The films, Paid in Full coming soon, that did came out. Paper Soldiers coming soon, that did come out. Both classic movies. Open it up. You see like a, you know, like a young model for the Rockaware, Rockaware. You know what I'm saying? Chilling by the Brooklyn Bridge. Fucking dope. You know what I mean? All right. Single, I already said about the singles. Talk about the producers on the album. Producers on the album is Bink, who's a in-house producer for Rockefeller Records. Kanye West, you know Kanye West. Everybody knows who Kanye West is. Kanye West again. Girl, Just Blaze, Pokey and Tone, aka Trackmasters. Just Blaze again. Timbaland. Kanye West again, Just Blaze, Bink, Eminem, and Bink again. All right. This album has 13 tracks, plus 2 bonus tracks, but they're at the end of the last song, so you have to like listen throughout the whole song to actually listen to the songs. Okay. You know how I get down and break down through some of the songs, you know, how I get down. Alright. First song, The Ruler's Back. Fucking dope song to start off the album. Definitely has like that real it definitely has like a dope opener for an album, which is, I think, is kinda lacking in hip hop today. Because you could tell back then, you know, hip hop artists, you know, they take the time like creating albums, because people just make albums, but like they'll just put songs here. You know, it's like when you listen to the album, it's like you're supposed to watch a movie. Like, watch the opening credits, you have the song playing in the background, and then it comes to, you know, with the first stanza, then the climax, the plot, and all that. You know what I mean? That's how an album should be, at least in my opinion. But the Rule is Back, those songs just start off the album. It's pretty much saying like I'm back, you know what I mean? I never left, you know what I mean? I'm still here. I'm taking over, pretty much. That's what I got off the album, off the song, excuse me. Then you got the song Takeover. Everybody knows about that fucking song. You know, this is around the time that Jay-Z and Nas was beefing and shit like that. Jay-Z, you know, he definitely did his thing on that song. He definitely handed Mobb Deep's ass. I mean, literally, I mean, not literally, of course, but he pretty much killed Mobb Deep on that song, you know what I mean? As much as I love Mobb Deep, but he kind of killed Mobb Deep on that song. He kind of bodied them. But, again, Mobb Deep, you know, I still love Mobb Deep all day, you know what I mean? They still put out dope music, even though it's not good, it's not as good as like it used to be back in the 90s, but I'm not taking anything away from them, but obviously this is Nas and shit like that, you know, he this is Prodigy, specifically where he talks about how, you know, Prodigy used to do like ballerina classes and all that shit back in the day. Everybody knows he used to be a dancer back in the day because his grandmother owned a studio back in the 80s and stuff like that, for like dance and shit like that. So that's no fucking secret, you know. But yeah, actually that song was produced by Kanye West, and that song actually boosted Kanye West's career because yeah, Kanye West wasn't really known like that. You know, yes, he's done stuff for like Beanie Siegel and Harlem World and countless other MCs, but he wasn't really known like that. He was pretty unknown, but like since he did that for Jay-Z, it's kind of like what boosted, you know, his career kind of, and it's kind of like made people aware who he was and stuff like that, you know. And then, you know, he's hired for like Scarface's The Fix album with the song My Block. No, not My Block. That song he did with Beanie Siegel and Jay-Z. I forgot the name of that song. It'll come up to me. But that's that. Third track, Izzo. Fucking love that song. There was a video for that. What I got out from that song is pretty much how, you know, the first verse, it deals with him, like how he used to be a drug dealer back in the day. Everybody knows he used to be a drug dealer back in the day. That's no fucking secret. How he used to do his runs from New York all the way to the VA because, you know, that's where he used to set up shop and shit like that, you know what I mean? And his second verse, he talks about his struggles coming up in the industry, you know what I mean? People didn't really take him seriously because he was too street, you know what I mean? And people didn't really, you know, couldn't grasp that, you know what I mean? So he talks about how, you know, he pretty much came up on his own and stuff like that. So, and that's what I got off that song, Izzo. Fucking love that song. Track 4, Girls, 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 produced by Just Blaze. It's pretty much his appreciation for girls of all colors. That's what I got off the song. It's interesting because that song, Girls, 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 the beat was supposedly made for Ghostface Killah, but Ghostface Killah, you know, he turned it down. I guess he didn't feel the beat, whatever, which is usually the case. But with certain artists, but it was perfect for Jay-Z. Ghostface would have killed it too, but I think it fitted Jay-Z a lot more than it would have Ghostface. That's just my opinion. Yeah, dope song, like I said. Additional vocals, Q-Tips on the song, Slick Rick and Biz Markie. You won't see that in the track listing in the back, but it's in the album credits, so that's why I'm mentioning that, you know. So, but yeah, fucking dope song. At first, when I first heard it, I didn't really care for it because it was too radio friendly for my taste. But overall, but over time, I kind of got used to it. I was like, okay, it's not too bad, you know what I mean? It's not too corny. It's not too, you know, I could vibe with it, you know. Next song is Jigga That Nigga, produced by Poke and Tone, or Track Masters, I should say. I don't know, I could have done without that song, you know what I mean? I didn't like the beat. To me, it didn't really fit the album. I felt like that song could have been like on a mixtape or like a compilation album or some shit like that. That's just my opinion. It just didn't really fit the album. I thought that was like one of the weakest tracks off the album in my opinion. Could have done without that. Next song, You Don't Know, Fucking love that song. One of Just Blaze's illest beats that he's done, in my opinion. Um, that song is pretty much about talks about how he was brought up in the hood. You know, like where, excuse me, that he grew up in the hood. Like I said, he was poor. And he just sold drugs to get by and shit like that. But then in the second verse, he talks about like, yo, I got out the I got out the ghetto. I'm making millions of dollars. So it shows that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you put your all into it, you could be successful. And that's what I got off that song. You don't know. That's what I got out of that. So, Hola Jovito, produced by Timbaland. Yes, same Timbaland that produced for Aaliyah. God rest his soul. Timbaland Magoo, Missy Elliott, all of that, the same Timbaland. And anyways, he produced that track. That's another dope track. To me, that song is a dope song. What I got out that song is just pretty much like like the mommies, the Spanish girls, just saying hi Hova, but hola Jovito, cause New York is like very multicultural and shit like that. So that's why I got off the song. It's kind of like a dedication to Spanish girls and shit. The song, next song, Heart of the City, produced by Kanye West. Very dope song. That song, what I got out of that song is about how the hood has no love for nobody. It's just very, how the hood is. The hood doesn't love nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to live strong throughout the hood. You know what I mean? And that's what I got. That's what I got through this song. You know what I mean? You just gotta live. It's all about survival of the fittest. You know what I mean? And that's what I got off that song. That song I felt like that could have been part of American Gangster because the vibe of the song definitely has that American Gangster vibe to it. If that would have been like a bonus track on the song on that album, that would have been dope. It would have been perfect. But obviously, I guess Jay-Z didn't want to like recycle that song, which is understandable. I could respect that. But I could understand if it was like if it was like the actual soundtrack of American Gangster, then I could understand him putting that song in that album, you know what I mean? But it's just his album, Anyways, Never Change, produced by Kanye West. Again, it's self-explanatory. It's just saying like, yo, don't change for who you are and shit like that. That's what I got off the song. Track 11, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, no, track 10, excuse me. Song Cry, very dope song. It's pretty much about how he kind of regrets cheating, being unfaithful and shit like that, and it's just like his infidelity. And he kind of regrets that, like it's kind of like catching up to him and stuff like that. And it's kind of like the first time you actually see Jay-Z being vulnerable, because you don't really see Jay-Z. You didn't really get to see Jay-Z like that in the first couple albums, because in the first couple albums he was like more the braggadocious, kind of like the confident, arrogant, cocky Jay-Z that we all know. Let's keep it funky. Just Jay-Z for who we know. I'm all about the money. I'm the best. Nobody can fuck with me. But in this song, you can actually find in this whole album, you actually find the vulnerability with this album. You know what I mean? With this album, you could kind of see that. It's kind of dope to see that, because if you just keep rapping about money and all that shit and dealing drugs, you just become one-dimensional, and you know how that shit go in hip hop. Whatever. All right. Next song, All I Need. That song was okay. Could have done without that song, to be honest with you. Next song, Renegade, featuring Eminem, produced by Eminem. Very dope song. The first verse, Jay-Z does his thing. He talks about, like I said, him growing up in the hood, him drug dealing, and how he wasn't being taken serious in the industry because like he was this dude who's fresh off the streets, hustling and shit like that. People were not ready for that, so he kind of struggled label by label, and like I said before, he just came up on his own with him and Dame Dash and Biggs and everybody. And the second verse, Eminem, he talks about you know, his public perception, like, you know, people perceive him in the public, like how they perceive him as this crazy ass white boy who is just like a maniac pretty much, just like have no respect for nobody. But he's actually a good dude. But you know, people just don't. They just see one side of him. They don't see the other side of him, and that's why they got off the song. And I think that was pretty much dope. You know, to me, definitely one of the best tracks off the album. In my opinion, I kind of like Eminem's verse over Jay-Z's. In my opinion, it just sounded more genuine. And so, not to say Jay-Z's wasn't, but it's just, I don't know. I felt Eminem's more. You know what I mean? So, and I could kind of relate to that with the whole public perception. You know what I mean? And the last song, Blueprint, Mama Loves Me, produced by Bink. That song is pretty dope. It's pretty much about like how he was brought up. You know, it's kind of like an autobiography type of track, where, you know, I came from my mom's. We grew up poor. My pops died. Left them at a young age. You know, he's like, yo, God, just like help me forgive him and whatever. Talks about his struggles in the industry as well in the streets. Just all the shit that he's been through in his life. But then his mom's always been in his corner, always had his back, and that's what I got off the song. And that's it. And then, like, you know, there's 2 extra tracks. Lyrical, Breathe Easy, parentheses, Lyrical Exercise, fucking dope track. He kills that song. That song actually uses the same sample as Cormega's Dead Man Walking. He uses the same sample. Like I said, Jay-Z kills that fucking song. Highly recommend checking that out. I'll post down in the description box like I always do. And Girls, Girls, Girls Part 2. It's been a while since I heard that song, but I'll post that down in the description box. And that's it, man. Overall, I highly recommend checking this album out. This album is definitely a classic. Like I said, it came out at the time when, you know, the whole Rockefeller, you know, the whole Jay-Z and Nas beef, as well as like the whole Rockefeller versus Rockefeller, that whole beef was brewing at that time. Yeah, that's it. This is highly recommended. Even if you don't like Jay-Z, I highly recommend checking this album out. It's definitely recommended, man. This is Jay-Z, in my opinion, in his prime. This is before that whole Black Album bullshit, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But to me, the last decent album from Jay-Z, in my opinion. Although I did like, you know, I did like American Gangster, and I did like the Magna Carta, and that's it. Speak of the devil. And that's it, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that review. Like I said, I'll try to do more in the future. Just been busy with work and shit like that, so hope you enjoyed that. Peace. Peace.